2012, a group of guys from O Block, rumoured to include King Von and T-Roy, would be out looking for enemies to kill. Dirty Rel, real name Terrell Joshua, an older member with affiliations to St. Lawrence, Eberhard, and Jaro City.
How you just wake up and be like, alright, yo, let's go look for the ops. Like, what the heck? Like, yo, let's go spin this block.
Yeah. You ain't gotta cry no more. I promise that I got you and that's on my soul. Double checking for the weakest, man, that's all I know. I remember bagging up at that corner store, but now we blowing smoke. And that's all I know. Yeah, at that PLO.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Top BUXAPLENTY here, checking in with the BUXAPLENTY squad. Feel me? Today's video, we doing a King Von first serial killer. It's crazy how they calling King Von a serial killer. I don't know if that what he was, you feel me? I don't know the man personally. I just know his music. I know the stuff I heard. Well, not even know, but I heard of the stuff that he done did, you feel me? So, I really don't know, you feel me? But the only reason why I'm reacting to this is because I ain't gonna lie. Like, I already seen this like 3 days ago when it first released. But I was like, should I really record to this? Because, you know, I don't want to do stuff like this. Like, let him rest in peace, you feel me? But I see a lot of people on Instagram took him out. They lying on him. They doing all this stuff. We about to tune in, you feel me? We about to see what's going on. So King Von, the first serial killer, and let's get into this video, you feel me? Y'all grab what y'all need. Y'all grab your headphones, whatever. My fault that I sound like this. Like, usually when I do my videos, it's like early in the morning. Like right now, like I've been up, you feel me? Since 6 in the morning, you feel me? But right now it's 9 in the morning. You feel? I was getting some rest. I ate and all that. Brushed my teeth, you know, feel me? Got myself situated for the morning, you feel me? But we're gonna get into the video now. Let's see what's going on. I ain't gonna lie, this is a 3-hour video. We not about to watch 3 hours of this video. That's dope, you feel me? What I might do is, I do like damn near, I'm not even gonna say half. I'll do like 20 minutes of the video. We gonna see what happens, and then y'all let me know if y'all want me to continue, you feel me? It might get boring, it might not, but we gonna see.
Video contains themes of violence, death, and gang activity. This video is for educational and documentary purposes only. This video is not intending to incite or encourage illegal behavior.
I ain't really want to do this because it's like, I'd rather the person tell their own story. Don't tell a story for them.
YouTube's community guidelines. If you'd like to see an uncut version of this video with everything that I can't show you on YouTube,
let's get into this video. Like,
for decade genres. From the mean streets of gang-infested Los Angeles that were brought to life by early gangster rap pioneers like Ice Cube and NWA, to Tupac and Suge Knight taking over the music game with vivid tales of gang-affiliated rappers who would bully their way into the music industry. And then you have legends like Jay-Z and 50 Cent, whose tales of life in the streets as gangsters made them millionaires hundreds of times over. For decades now, rap fans have been looking for the realest artists, whose lyrics paint the picture of
realist
real
artists,
life
and that's
of
a
crime.
fact. I ain't gonna lie, like, it's crazy how the music industry is. Like, they don't care about, like, you could be a talented person that's very lyrical. Like, I don't know, but like, let's think about like YB and Cordae, you feel me? I don't know why he just popped up in my head, but he's just the first person. I don't know if he lit. I don't really bump his music and stuff, but I know he a lyrical person, and it's like, that's not what people's looking for right now. Everybody want to hear the killings, the shooting, and I feel like that's what the industry is going for too. Like, they want the people that they know that might die, you know, because of the music that they make. They know they got ops. They know, you feel me, they really into that street life. But the reason why they do that is because some of these rappers ain't even getting life insurance. So it's like, once you die, all that revenue and whatever is coming in, you feel me, that's going all back to the label. Like,
isn't
if your
embellished
family ain't even touching none of that money.
But when it comes to rappers who truly keep it real, the Chicago drill scene has dominated for the last decade. First popularized by Chief Keef, the Chicago drill wave was characterized by rappers that grew up in the most dangerous blocks in America. That's when it first happened.
With these up-and-coming artists, I ain't gonna lie, Chief Keef is really top 3 influencers. I don't know why the fuck I'm messing up my words right now. That's because I'm so tired right now. But Chief Keef is really most 3 top influence. I don't know why the fuck I can't say the word, but y'all know what I mean, you feel me? Y'all know what I mean. He's one of the top 3, bro. Like,
rapping plainly and honestly about what they experienced growing up,
the whole
shootings on the block,
industry,
disrespecting dead enemies, and constantly being chased by the police. Chicago drill rappers took gangster rap to raw new heights, where the stories behind the music could be matched up with the local news reports on the latest homicides. However, what happens when the people doing the killing start making the music too? Because in the years after Chief Keef popularized the violent stories of Chicago gang life, one of those gangsters killing people in the streets picked up a microphone too, and started rapping in the first person from the perspective of the actual killer. King Von had a reputation in Chicago as a fearless killer before he'd even started rapping, and it's widely believed, based on the statements he made in his own songs, that Von himself could have killed as many as 7 people in his career as a gangbanger. with more murders even taking place after he got rich and famous.
I was hearing though,
being rumored that Von used his money and influence from the rap game to have old enemies in Chicago killed, and going on a journey which in my opinion takes him far beyond a street player who had to kill to survive in the mean streets of Chicago, because if King Von's tweets are anything to go by, he simply loved killing people. And the sheer amount of people that King Von allegedly played a role in killing has led to intense speculation as to whether he was
like, all honestly, like, it sucks to hear this, you feel me? Like, King Von's a good rapper and all, it sucks to hear this, but to be honest, it's the truth, you feel me? Like I said, we need to stop idolizing all these rappers that's real life, they really killers out here, you feel me? Y'all just idolizing, y'all think everything is funny until somebody die, like.
Was a full-blown serial killer, a title which King Von's enemies even said that him and his friends took personal pride in. Now, the FBI defines a serial killer as a person who kills over 3 people with time spans in between them of
King
more than a
Von
month.
did that.
Furthermore,
he said it himself.
Serial
so
killers tend to have an
that.
element of psychological gratification, which plays a role in the motive for their
he
murders.
Like, he already beat so many murder cases
that
when
a
he was
serial
alive.
killer might seek various kinds of gratification through their killings, such as anger, thrill-seeking, financial gain, or simply for attention. I personally believe that over the course of his career, King Von demonstrated all of these characteristics and can indeed be classified as a serial killer. King Von frequently exhibited behavior in public that conformed with these rules, tweeting regularly about his desire to kill, bragging about having committed specific murders in his music, which attracted him international attention and Billboard charting songs, with his drill anthems about murdering rivals making him a rich man with millions in his bank account. The FBI also point out another character.
Once you get money, imagine being a serial killer and you get money. You know what you could do? Like, you're gonna supply the whole block with Glocks, switches, you feel me? Like, these is killers with money, bro. Once you get, money is really the root of all evil, and it's all your problems too at the same time, you feel me? Like, yeah, like, it does bring in a lot of hate and all this evilness when you get money, but you need money, you feel me? That's how the world is. And once you get that money, you a killer, bro. You're gonna supply the whole entire crew with guns and all this other shit to make sure everybody Gucci.
Specifically, that their victims may all have something in common.
Me? I'm gonna make sure my whole gang got 100 rounds and more.
Demographic profile, appearance, gender, or race. And it would appear that King Von only killed young black men and women from the community he lived in. These were all people just like him, being born into a rundown part of Chicago and growing up with a lot of disadvantages. All that really separated Von from his victims were the fact that they were from a rival territory, and he believed that nobody would miss them. King Von has officially been implicated in 4 murders.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, as I started getting older, like, I ain't bump Lil Durk and them like that. Like, well, I did when they made, like, they dropped like Bang Bros and This Ain't What You Want and stuff. I was bumping Chief Keef and them, but I was really more of a like King. What's his name? Lil J. I know y'all know who Lil J is. You feel me? I think that was like FVG side. I was really bumping them more than OTF and stuff. Now I bump OTF more, and I'm gonna bump 63rd and all the other.
He was suspected of being involved, but the police didn't have enough evidence to charge. And one case where he narrowly received a not guilty verdict after a key witness disappeared and a co-defendant implicated himself. Another that he's accused of organising with 5 of his closest childhood friends. The shooting of rival rapper FBG Duck in broad daylight at a busy shopping district. Von will never face justice for, due to him losing his life only months before the feds would swoop in and arrest all 5 of his close friends. This particular murder would go down as one of the most brazen assassinations carried out in Chicago since the days of Al Capone. But in total, there's over 10 murders of which King Von has been connected to over the years. And nobody has looked into all of them in great detail until now.
So crazy, today, bro. You see how much people is that?
At the man, his past.
But this is all accusation. Like I said, he beat some of his murder charge. Like, only he and real like people around him know what he did.
To find out once and for all if King Von really was the first serial killer in hip-hop history.
It's impossible for him to be the first serial killer.
4 shooters and a hail of bullets.
All of them was scattered bomb. All of them was scattered bomb.
Police found several shell casings in this parking lot.
King Von was bloodthirsty. He loved death. He loved killing.
I got a lot of fights. Just reality, I think.
King Von had a insatiable obsession with murder and violence.
The shooting leaves 1 person dead, 4 others injured.
Hey, I know you. You know me. Are you?
King Von probably would have been considered like a serial killer.
They labeled the man a serial killer. Them.
Once you meet with a TurboTax expert who will do your taxes for you, you're free to do not taxes.
Man, rest in
King
peace.
Von, real name Davon Bennett, was born on August the 9th, 1994 in Chicago, Illinois, growing up on West 78th and South Hermitage in an area known as Killer Ward, an area mainly affiliated with the Chicago gangs, the Gangster Disciples, and the Black P Stones. Von would attend Barton Elementary School in the area, but despite starting life as a fairly normal kid in Chicago, he would be subjected to the influence of gangbanging in his family home from a young age. His father was Walter E. Bennett, aka Silk, a well-known street dude from nearby Ada Park. Von was mainly raised by his mother, as his father was in and out of jail throughout his childhood. But Von's father was apparently a legend in the streets, with ties to the street gang, the Black Disciples. However, much like Von, King Von, real name Davon Bennett, was born on August the 9th, 1994 in Chicago, Illinois, growing up on West 78th and South Hermitage in an area known as Killer Ward, an area mainly affiliated with the Chicago gangs, the Gangster Disciples, and the Black P Stones. Von would attend Barton Elementary School in the area, but despite starting life as a fairly normal kid in Chicago, he would be subjected to the influence of gangbanging in his family home from a young age. His father was Walter E. Bennett, aka Silk, a well-known street dude from nearby Ada Park. Von was mainly raised by his mother, as his father was in and out of jail throughout his childhood. But Von's father was apparently a legend in the streets.
And I ain't gonna lie, like, you see like how he said like his pops is in jail and stuff. I don't mean nothing, you feel me? But like it does though. It's like it's a mental thing, you feel me? Cause like I heard that like most of these people like who they be saying that they smoking on Tuka or whatever. I heard Tuka was a 13-year-old at the time he died, 12, 13, whatever, 14. I'm probably wrong, you know. I'm just saying what I heard, feel me? So Tuka died or whatever, and I heard like he wasn't even part of the gang stuff. It's just like depending on where you was, like if you was born on 63rd, bro, you getting treated like you from 63rd. If you was born in Old Block, you getting treated like it's like basically that. Like it's a generational thing. Like somebody need to break that, you feel me? But I don't ever know if it's gonna ever stop.
Ties to the street gang, the Black Disciples.
Yeah.
However, much like Von, despite the fearsome reputation he'd earned in the streets,
basically,
it would ultimately be this proximity to gang life that would lead to his father's demise, as King Von's dad Silk was shot dead when Von was only 11 years old, apparently being targeted by a sniper outside of a skating rink.
Nah, that's crazy.
An interview with King Von's uncle.
A sniper?
Rest in peace, King Von. Rest in peace, Silk. That's crazy. Like I'm with Big Bro every day. My kill his daddy with a sniper rifle.
With a sniper?
This get deep though, you know what I'm saying?
Who is that?
Yeah, a sniper. I hit him with a sniper rifle. They at the skate rink, but you know, that's another story.
It seemed clear that King Von's father Silk was remembered as a legend of the block.
Government work.
Coping
Sniper
with the loss
rifle?
of his father at such a young age clearly had a negative effect on the mindset of a young King Von.
Can you even go to a gun range and buy a sniper rifle? Like, I don't even think that's even a thing. Can you? I don't know. I'm probably bugging, but I never seen nobody have a sniper rifle. I never seen the sniper rifle in person. I swear to God. I seen every gun. Damn near almost every gun, you feel me? Never seen no sniper rifle.
He would tweet and rap in freestyles years later that he simply couldn't
work.
sleep after his father's death.
They killed my daddy, I couldn't even go to sleep.
And throughout his teenage years, he would post RIP tributes to his father on Twitter to commemorate his birthdays. Naturally, Von would follow in his father's footsteps, getting involved in local gang politics at a young age, with Von actually telling 16-shot visuals in his very first interview that he got involved in the streets in 4th grade, eventually getting his hands on guns by the time he got to high school.
You was out here toting pipes in 4th grade, like when you started?
I probably had a BB gun or something. It wasn't that heck, like, it ain't
just... I probably had BB guns.
I like being outside.
These little niggas was thugging back then, you heard?
Like sneaking out, just being outside all day, just doing bad.
Damn, RP King Von, though, you feel me? Despite all that dumb shit, RP him.
Late 8th grade.
That shit sucked.
It really got to that point where you gotta hurt somebody or somebody trying to hurt you and you gotta protect yourself.
Von would rap on the unreleased song Wait that he jumped off the porch.
This is everywhere though. That's everywhere, you feel me? Like I know niggas inside school that I was going to school with, they was chopped up too, you feel me? This is
deeply involved in gang politics in 2006 when he was just 12 years old. Von would initially be a member of a local street crew affiliated with the Gangster Disciples called Killer Ward, being seen in numerous group pictures with that crew. And affiliates from the area would later post tweets suggesting that Von was indeed putting in work for this crew during his time gangbanging in Killer Ward, with Von himself corroborating that he was close to the members in Killer Ward where he was born, but making it clear that he's always been a member of the Black Disciples due to his family affiliation. Now, Von would live around Killer Ward up to around 2008 or 9, after which he would eventually move to the infamous Parkway Gardens housing development. This housing complex is notorious for its affiliations with the Black Disciples street gang. Parkway Gardens would later be referred to by insiders as O-Block, but prior to that, it was referred to as Wick City. And here, King Von would meet many of the people who would end up having a huge influence on his life and career. People famous for their affiliation to O-Block, whether through the gang wars going on there, or through the music that had been made about the gang war. People
I ain't gonna lie.
Boss Top, Chief
O-Block was, Chief Keef and them was dead, yeah, but O-Block was really like, that's really King Von shit. Like,
Keef,
I don't know about Dirt,
White White,
but
Duke, BJ, Big A, Trey 5, Sharoid, J
let's see
Money,
if you say Dirt.
Platoon,
I don't think you're gonna say
countless
Dirt.
other people that played a big role in Von's life growing up.
Von
Von would also attend a new school in the area, the Hyde Park Academy, where he would attend with people from other rival territories with affiliations to the Gangster Disciples. People like FBG Duck, who would even claim in a Twitter exchange in 2014 to have plotted to beat King Von up on the school bus, and people like Lil Mark, who Von would even be seen in throwback pictures with before their feud had escalated into something deadly. Von and his friends started out their gangbanging careers with fistfights with the ops at school, schoolyard scuffles that would unfortunately escalate over the coming years, developing into full-blown gang war with firearms involved. Over time, a teenage Von would begin getting more and more involved in Chicago's street gang conflicts, apparently bringing guns to school as young as age 13. Chop Squad, who went to school with both Von and G Herbo, would claim that Von would even show off guns in class, with it apparently being Von himself who started the trend of teenage gangbangers in their school bringing guns to class.
Von was the type of person to bring a pole to school at 13 for. Like, that's what me and Herb was talking about. He was like, he knew it was real when Von walked up to him in school. He was like, he had flashed the pole or something. He was like, Herb knew every day from there it was up. He was like, oh, we bringing guns to school? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's on now. He's like, every day from there, everybody brought guns to school.
Oh, man.
And he's like, Von was the one to start that off.
In fact, G Herbo would even later rap about this on a collaboration with Von called FaceTime, saying that Von showed him a revolver in freshman orientation, an experience which led G Herbo to begin bringing guns to school himself too. Now, King Von was apparently out of control as a youngster. According to one story, Von actually did a shooting on prom night whilst wearing his suit, after literally tweeting out that somebody better not try him in his suit. So naturally, you can imagine, Von ended up spending a significant...
Bro, y'all see that? Like, bro, imagine, what was that, 13? He damn near like junior high, bro. Like I said, that happens in my junior high too. Niggas got picked with a gun inside my shit. But still though, bro, like that really sucks. Like imagine it goes from, we just fighting out ops and then niggas really bring a gun, like, it's really real. Like, at the age of 14, bro, you don't want to know what to do. Like,
amount of time in trouble with the law as a teenager, with large patches of his most formative years spent inside jail cells. Von went to jail for the first time around August 2010 at age 16 for armed robbery, apparently robbing someone for their car at gunpoint. Something that he would actually later refer to on his song Armed and Dangerous, saying that he was arrested on August 11th, 2 days after his 17th birthday, when he was offered 21 to 45 years in a plea deal. Von would end up spending time in boot camp, an intense military-style juvenile program, ultimately rewarding him with early release. But soon after that initial charge, Von would catch another in January 2011, ultimately spending 15 months behind bars as a juvenile, being locked up between December 2010 and March 2012. And during this time of incarceration, Von's best friend T-Roy would tweet calling for his release. Eventually, in March 2012, Von would be a free man once again, but he was only free for a matter of months, from March to November 2012. But during this time, Von would undergo a transformation, going from a gun-toting stick-up kid to a full-fledged killer after witnessing the death of one of his close friends, which, as he put it, turned him into a demon. Before we get into the first murders that King Von was allegedly involved in, I just want to take the time to consider the real reasons why he would be motivated to kill in the first place. Despite covering a lot of gangsters who are hardened killers, it's important to consider the social circumstances that need to exist for a teenage boy to start committing murders. Firstly, these areas where King Von grew up in Southside Chicago, Killer Ward and O-Block,
it's kind of hard to say now though, you feel me? Nowadays, everybody just doing it just to do it. Like, everybody want a name. Like, how you getting a name from killing somebody? Bro, your ass about to go to jail for life. Like, especially in New York City. I gotta see what's going on now.
With the latter even being described by the local Sun-Times newspaper as the most dangerous block in Chicago. Part of the reason why so many of these gang murders in Chicago go unsolved is due to the failure of policing in these areas. Someone like King Von grew up seeing death and destruction as a completely normal thing. And if the police never come to your area to solve crime...
Yo, give me 1 second, you feel? I'm gonna edit this one, you feel? I ain't gonna let y'all, but yeah, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let me lock in. I'm back.
It's easy to see why you would place more trust in street justice than in the state. Furthermore, you really have to ponder whose fault is it really that somewhere like O Block ended up being so poor and dangerous. While it's easy to blame the gangsters and killers there for cultivating a lawless environment, the city and the state politicians ultimately have failed to create the economic circumstances for someone to grow up safely in these areas. Had there been better economic prospects in the hoods of Chicago, perhaps many of these young men wouldn't have been forced into a life of crime and violence. Furthermore, when it comes to the analysis of King Von's eventual transfer,
I think now they got like a they got a gate. I don't know if you could just freely enter, but they got a gate, and the cops is in front of the gate now to get inside the
formation into what some have described as a serial killer. There's actually an argument to be made that geography may have played a part in King Von feeling like he could get away with so many murders. The 70s to the 2000s have actually been described as the golden age of serial murder, and one possible cause for this phenomenon around—
I ain't gonna lie, nowadays it's kind of hard to get away. Like, not saying that's something that you should do, but like, feel me, it's a lot of things. Like, we got Citizens app that tells you everything immediately. Then they got the shot spotter. They got so much now.
This period has been cited as urbanization and the concentration of inner city living. Some people have said that putting so many people in such close proximity ends up offering a unique level of anonymity when it comes to committing crimes.
You know, it's crazy. I was in a car, you feel me? My windows is tinted and stuff, and I was with my son. And we looked to the left. I'm like, yo, look at this person doing this. I'm like, it's crazy though, because like nobody knows like that somebody's always watching you. Like, even if you feel like nobody's watching you, feel me? I'm like, yo, bro, we pulled up to the spot and somebody out there know they just watching us. Like, they didn't even see us hop out the car yet, bro. They just watching us. And I'm like, yo, bro, you just got to be careful about what things you do, because I'm telling you, there's somebody out there watching you, or there's a camera out there watching you.
In these 24/7, busy and overpopulated areas. Put simply, this means that in O Block, the sheer amount of people, overlapping gang conflicts, and normalization of violence on the streets means that somebody like King Von could kill multiple people without attracting too much attention to him personally. As sad as it is to say, in the eyes of the cops, a victim is just another casualty of the gang war rather than a specific crime that could be solved. And it's these circumstances that were the perfect conditions for a young King Von to begin killing people in his community with minimal consequences. And whilst King Von was in jail, gun violence had raged on between the Black Disciples—
Yo, it's crazy how the Black Disciples it's a smaller area compared to the Gangster Disciples. Like, the Gangster Disciples own majority of the Chicago area that they in, because this is not downtown Chicago, I know that for sure. So it's like, it's crazy how Gangster Disciples, like, they bigger, but the Black Disciples got more pain, and you know what I mean?
Wick City and the rival Gangster Disciples from St. Lawrence and Eberhard Avenues, or STLEBT. And during this time, whilst King Von was incarcerated, a 15-year-old gangster disciple from the rival hood by the name of Tuka was murdered. Real name Shotdale Gregory. Tuka was shot dead at a bus stop on the 600 block of East 63rd Street on the 12th of January 2011 at around 6:48 p.m. It was around that time that a masked gunman jumped out of a vehicle, shooting Tuka several times. Tuka was hated by his rivals from the Black Disciples. And over the next decade, BDs would continue to disrespect him on social media and in popular songs. And in honor of their fallen friend, Gangster Disciples from St. Lawrence and Eberhard would rename their area Tukaville. It's never been fully revealed to the public who killed Tuka, but ever since, there has been intense speculation that a boy named O.D. Perry from Wick City might have had something to do with it. This is partly due to him being pictured regularly with a silver revolver, and the witness report from the Tuka murder stated that Tuka was actually shot with a long-barreled silver revolver. Regardless of whether or not O.D. was really the person who killed Tuka, that didn't really matter, because later that year, on August 10th, 2011, in an act of retaliation, O.D. Perry was killed just outside Parkway Gardens. He would suffer multiple gunshot wounds, including one to the neck, at about 11:35 p.m.
I ain't gonna
just
lie,
like Tukaville, Wick City was also renamed in the memory of their fallen friend O.D.
Remember Lil Jojo?
And it's believed that one of the shooters who killed O.D. was a female teenage shooter by the name of Jakira Barnes, or K.I. Following the murder, K.I. would begin to pose on social media with a silver revolver, similar to the one that O.D. was known to carry. And her rumoured involvement in this murder of a beloved O-Block member
I heard there was a girl that was out there that was on some
herself, with matters not helped by the fact that she would regularly tweet insulting O.D. Perry and alluding to have having killed him, along with others who would openly claim that K.I. made the O, meaning that she killed O.D. and was the one that caused Wick City to change the name of their block to O Block. But the tragedies in O Block were far from over. On the 18th of October 2011, another O Block native by the name of Patoon, real name Edward Riley, would be shot dead inside O Block after being approached by two people with firearms. Another devastating loss to the community would come when 19-year-old Sherroyd Liggins would be shot in the head and left for dead on February the 16th, 2012, also at O-Block. This murder was particularly notable for the fact that it was believed that Sherroyd was killed by a Toucaville shooter by the name of Boss Trell. As the gang war in his neighborhood continued to take more and more of his friends' lives, King Von would get more and more involved, continuing to play a role in the gang war going on in Chicago's street underworld. Von later rapped on the song Don't Want to Be Me that everything changed for him in 2012, and that this is when he decided to get more active in the gang war, with Von saying specifically that the deaths of OD and Platoon completely changed his plans and led him to put on a mask and get active in the gang war. Now, there's a lot of speculation about the exact murders that Von was allegedly involved in, and we might never know definitively if he was truly involved in all the violence that he was rumoured to be associated with, but the very first murder that Von was associated with took place on April the 28th, 2012, when a group of 4 men would catch a man called King Doc, real name Marlon Monroe, shooting him as he walked into a convenience store, with Doc apparently stumbling into a patch of tall weeds after the shooting, where he would pass away and lay undiscovered for hours. Doc would eventually be found dead by his 16-year-old cousin, Modell McCambry. Doc would be remembered as an original native of St. Lawrence and Eberhard Avenues. With his affiliation to the area...
Imagine being missing and then you get discovered by your cousin. Like, well, not obviously he don't know that because he's not here, RIP, you feel me? But the cousin though, like, how you just gone and then your relative found you? Like, that's
likely
crazy.
The reason that the killers from O-Block would
that must be like an area that they always
Doc had apparently left the gang life behind him, becoming a painter to get out of the streets. Apparently hurt by the death of his cousin, Modell, that boy who discovered Doc's body, would then begin to get more involved in the gangs in the area too, beginning to hang around with people like KI and FBG Duck, as well as being seen on social media with guns.
Yeah,
in fact, it's actually around this time that social media begins to play a bigger and bigger role in the gang war in Chicago. And during this time, King Von himself would become a prolific user of Twitter, beginning a flurry of activity on the platform after signing up in June 2012, and going on to tweet constantly.
That's how I still feel about Twitter, I ain't gonna lie.
Seemingly with no fear about incriminating himself. Von would openly claim to be drilling in the name of O.D. Perry. He would say that he was like Phineas and Ferb in the streets with his best friend and fellow O-Block.
The cops they probably wasn't, I don't know if the cops was tapped in during this time, because like they was talking high on social media.
Shooter T-Roy warning ops not to
these
diss
is
them,
all
claiming
tweets
to
though,
shoot
you don't
like
mean nothing, you
he
feel
would
me?
tweet
That's
that
not
he's been
evidence,
drilling from
but
young and even wants to kill cops
now
too.
they use
He would
this
say
for evidence.
outright that he will whack people. He would regularly diss numerous rival hoods and gangs, and be claiming to be paranoid due to having so many people trying to kill him. Von claimed on Twitter to get so enraged whenever he hears the name Tuca or St. Lawrence that his trigger finger just starts itching. But during this time that Von was tweeting openly about all the crimes that he was willing to do in the streets, these crimes would continue to play out. On August the 7th, 2012, Von would make a tweet saying that homicide is in the air and that it smells like a graveyard. Then, in the early hours of the morning the following day, on August the 8th, 2012, a group of guys from O-Block, rumoured to include King Von and T-Roy, would be out looking for enemies to kill. Dirty Rel, real name Terrell Joshua, an older member with affiliations to St. Lawrence, Eberhard, and Jaro City.
Like, how you just wake up and be like, alright, yo, let's go look for the ops. Like, what the heck? Like, yo, let's go spin this block.
Who had actually moved out of Chicago, but was back in town, would end up being shot dead and found
this
on the
ain't
sidewalk
funny though, I ain't gonna lie. Like, all this is
56th
retarded.
Street in Washington
it's not
Park,
life
just
I would
before
want
3:30 a.m. However, in this case, retaliation would come fast. As the day of August 8th, 2012 goes by, that same evening, around 11:30 p.m., King Von is out with his close friend White White, real name Tony Dunn. They would go to a convenience store together on East 63rd Street,
his
South Martin Luther King Drive. Here, Von would go inside the store whilst White White waited outside. At this point, a gunman pulls up, shooting White White in the back, with a police officer on the scene even returning fire and hitting the shooter who ultimately managed to escape.
Let's go back.
White White would be... Von would make a tweet
Von was dead too?
together on East 63rd Street.
So Von and White White was at the store together?
Here, Von would go inside the store whilst White White waited outside. At this point, a gunman pulls up, shooting White White in the back. With a
so Von and walk in that store, they would have both been done. You feel me? That's crazy.
Even returning fire and hitting the shooter who ultimately managed to escape. White White would be pronounced dead in the early hours of the morning on August the 9th, 2012. This date just so happened to be King Von's 18th birthday. This was a devastating incident for Von, who would tweet numerous times about the murder of his friend Whitey, including this one where he said that he had just bought Whitey a pill and gone inside the store, only coming back outside to find a crowd surrounding his shot friend and at first believing that Whitey would be okay. After this, Von would tweet messages saying that this killing is what led him to act out, and in the days following, he would be pledging to kill his enemies publicly. Von later elaborated on his mindset around this period in his song Demon, saying outright that witnessing the death of his close friend Whitey on his 18th birthday is the exact thing that turned him into a demon. And Von would rap that after this, him and his right-hand man T-Roy would be doing hits back-to-back to avenge this tragic loss. Von would apparently be trying to kill much more ruthlessly after this, desperately wanting to get at rival shooters K.I. and Wooski, who had mocked White White's death on Twitter. In September 2012,
I heard King Von and others
caught K.I. on the train, apparently beating her up and mocking her on Twitter in the aftermath. Von would eventually catch up with K.I. in much more deadly circumstances, but not for a couple of years. For now, he would continue to gangbang in the streets with his O-Block brothers like T-Roy, ultimately winding up implicated in numerous murders as he continued to seek revenge for the murder of White White, and one body at a time, building up a fearsome reputation as one of O-Block's most ruthless killers.
Nah, this is starting to get serious.
Chicago drill veteran Taker Poe would tell 16 Shot and Visuals in an interview that if you hung around King Von in 2012, you simply had to accept that you would be in shootouts.
If you was hanging with Von, you had to accept everything that came with Von. You had to accept that you was gonna be in shootings.
That's how it really be.
It was gonna be.
That's why they tell you to choose your friends, you feel me? Because whatever your friends got, it could come along, you feel me? Like, just how when we be standing on the block and stuff, I be like, yo, bro, like, I ain't about to be on the block all day because I don't know how people be acting and shit, you feel me? So, should be crazy.
Be that, and you had to be with it, you feel me, with Von.
King Von was on a mission in 2012 to get revenge for the friends that he had lost to the gang war. Losing OD, Platoon, and White White turned him into a demon, he said. So, he would spend every day in the streets of Chicago stalking his ops and broadcasting his activities on Twitter for the whole world to see. On September the 6th, 2012, Von would get arrested, even taking selfies for Twitter inside of the cop car. He would post pictures of him and his partner in crime, T-Roy, dubbing themselves the O-Block Savages. In fact, after posting one picture together, one woman from O-Block even suggested that Von and T-Roy stop being photographed together in case somebody sends it to the police. Von would tweet how him and T-Roy's names were ringing in the streets and that people were praising them for doing their thing, regularly using this as a catchphrase to refer to his drilling, tweeting warnings to the ops that he's about to go on their block and do his thingy thing, telling them that they have 2 hours to clear the streets and promising to blast them on sight.
Bro, Matt, yo, like, this is crazy, bro. Like, imagine reading this and you was op. Like, nah. You can say, I'm giving y'all 2 hours to clear the block or y'all getting hit.
Von would even reflect on a conversation that he had had with T-Roy, saying that they can't die soon because they know they're going to hell for all the bad things they had done in the streets. Von would even openly tweet about shooting up Dunbar High School around this time. And, unsurprisingly, he would continue to be in the eyes of the law, being picked up in October for battery. But little did the police know just how serious Von's crimes were about to get in the coming weeks. On the 13th of October 2012, Von tweeted that he is about to pop these pills and spaz out on somebody, expressing frustration that he hasn't taken anybody down for a while and saying that he's getting dry. Perhaps a tweet with a double meaning that could refer to sex or murder. That very same day, Von would tweet that his ops party tonight is getting cancelled. Later, Von is tweeting asking for somebody to come and get him. And 30 minutes later, Von tweets simply, "Ha," followed by 45 Glock me. That very night of October the 13th, 2012, Modell, that same teen who had found the body of his cousin King Doc dead just 6 months before, would be walking down the street with another one of his cousins on their way to meet a girl. When just before 9:30 PM, somebody approached them on foot, opening fire. Modell would be shot in the chest and later pronounced dead in hospital. No one was ever charged with this murder or attempted murder, but many years later, police documents would be released revealing that King Von himself was positively identified by a witness as the shooter, with T-Roy apparently at the scene too. This meant that King Von was the prime suspect in the murder. And not only that, but King Von would tweet immediately after the killing. Now, it's important to remember that Twitter timestamps run on universal coordinated time. That's the same as UK time, and that's where I'm reading these tweets from, which is 6 hours ahead of Chicago time. So for me to get the exact time of a tweet that was made by King Von or KI or somebody else in Chicago, I have to take the time that it shows on Twitter and minus 6. I'm telling you this because Modell was shot at around 9:30 PM. That means that King Von tweeted, "Who died?" about 17 minutes after the murder of Modell took place. And that tweet was followed by yet another one reading, "It's not safe around our way," which came less than an hour after the shooting. And Von's "Who died?" tweet would...
How you ask who died like 6 minutes after? Like, that's
from
crazy.
Somebody who even knew Modell.
Nah, it'd be like that though. It'd be like that. Like when we were trying to, like, something happened in the hood, you feel me? We all trying to figure out what's going on, make sure it's not our loved ones, make sure our loved ones is safe. That's you feel me? Who the one that just got hit? You feel me? Like
somebody
that shit sucks though.
Because in addition to that
once
exchange,
that news
the
get
female
back to you,
shooter
that
from
shit hit
Hookerville,
differently.
KI, would end up getting arrested not long after this for apparently shooting indiscriminately into O Block, hoping to kill anybody in retaliation for Modell. None of this seemed to bother King Von, however, as he clearly got a lot of satisfaction out of having seemingly killed again. The day after the murder of Modell, Von would tweet that him and T-Roy have a problem and that they can't stop doing their thingy thing. Von would tweet that the streets are in trouble when he's coming, and he would brush off the cops' attempts to arrest him. In fact, only 2 days after the killing, he would get into an argument.
Von is moving. He's trying to get him and T-Roy locked up
with a well-known Hookerville GD known as Wooski on Twitter. Wooski had inferred that he had been out looking to catch Von that day, asking him where they were at, with Von leaving a heartless reply saying that he was getting t-shirts made for Modell's funeral. Unsurprisingly, Von would find himself on the radar of the police following the murder of Modell, getting picked up for unlawful possession of a firearm and being questioned in October 2012, with Von later tweeting that the cops grabbed him and warned him to be careful. Apparently the cops even told Von that when they question their ops, they all talk about him and T-Roy, suggesting that their names are feared in the streets. Von would even tweet after that his own mother was giving hints to the rumors about his violent behavior in the streets, and she was trying to put him on punishment. But Von wasn't deterred, and he kept using Twitter to increase his reputation as a killer. The following month, Von would be sending unprovoked Twitter ats at Wooski, asking if he knew who killed Modell, provoking responses from numerous ops who wanted to see Von dead, including Wooski and KI. And to me, this is where we see King Von really beginning to take pleasure in killing. For years to come, he would tweet mocking Modell, saying it's messed up what happened to him, and that he's a straight sucker. It's this sort of behaviour where I believe that Von crosses the line from a normal gangbanger killing to survive to a full-blown serial killer who is taking the lives of others systemically for his own personal gratification.
Alright, you feel me? Now, I'm gonna still do more of the video, but I want to ask y'all, like, now that y'all hearing all of this, like I said, this is just alleged, you feel me? Allegedly, this is what I'm hearing. I don't know, you feel me? I think this is all public news too, you feel me? That's how you got records. You know, like, if you want a record of somebody, you could just always call a department, or you could just always request that, you feel me? So this is all public information, but I don't know if it's true, so I'm not even really gonna say King Von's a serial killer or whatever. But after hearing all this, just like, what y'all thought about it? Like, yeah, y'all like the music and stuff, but what y'all thought about, like, all this stuff that he doing? Like, this is the same people, like, it's the same person that everybody is going crazy to crying around on Lil Tim about the situation that happened with King Von, but like, look what this guy is doing.
At this point, Von
look
has
what this man is
satisfied
doing.
the conditions of being a serial killer, having allegedly killed more than 3 people in different locations with large periods of time in between the killings. And his tweets express a clear tendency to take pleasure in killing and a desire to show the world what he's doing. In a way, King Von's purpose in life at this point in time wasn't just revenge and murder for sport. It was about doing these crimes and giving the world clues about what he had done. And as the story goes on, you'll see King Von constantly
wanted everybody to know he was a demon
on social media, in his music, and even on television. But now, the pattern had emerged, and Von clearly had a thirst for blood. He was becoming a talented shooter and not facing any consequences for these crimes.
At all.
And so,
he was
in the coming months,
cases.
Von would be rumoured to have been connected to at least 3 more murders, with the police only catching up to him when it was too late.
But all these ads that they've given
us... In late
us...
2012, Von was earning a reputation as a feared shooter in the Chicago gang wars, something he would be more than happy to broadcast to the world. Von would be seen in clips posted to social media, sliding in cars with his partner in crime T-Roy and others, throwing up gang signs and saying that they're smoking.
So they outside looking for an op.
Look.
My boy Chief Keef got
both of the Jardels
ASAP.
And he'd be seen with his boys mobbing deep in trap houses.
Old black houses look mad small.
And Von would even broadcast his activities rolling with the gang to the local store. Von was surprisingly open about his gangbanging life on social media, and he would be particularly active on Twitter during these violent months. He would tweet openly that he was planning to shoot at random people in traffic. He would tweet that he is STLK, or a St. Lawrence Killer, and interestingly, around these times on the 18th of October 2012, O-Block native Chief Keef would release his hit song Love Sosa, a legendary Chicago drill anthem with lyrics about killing people for disrespecting O-Block. At this point in 2012, Chief Keef would become a global rap star off the back of his single I Don't Like.
See, like, they telling the story of King Von right now, you feel me? Like, once y'all had like the Chief Keef and Lil Jojo and them, that was
given an all-star remix by Kanye West and ended up landing at number 73 on the Billboard charts. That song had lyrics about the gang wars in Chicago and lives being lost, and Chief Keef's music was becoming legendary for painting a picture of reality on Chicago's most dangerous block. Of course, who could forget Chief Keef's classic anthem 300, a song with lines all about the young'uns on his block gunning people down, and a track that made it famous to diss Tuka.
And then they made a diss track to that John too,
saying that they're smoking on Tuka, a sign of disrespect to Shondale Gregory, who had been killed in 2011. Now, King Von himself had an interesting relationship with Chief Keef's music. Von would tweet that him and T-Roy are the real-life people who these rappers are making their songs about. Von seemed proud of his career as a real gangster, the true story behind Chicago drill music. In fact, it seemed from his tweets that he took great pride in this. He would regularly quote
post this right now. Go post the same thing he's posting right now and go do the same. You get locked up in seconds.
Lyrics from drill songs by Chief Keef and others. And he would continue with tweets
back in
expressing his intentions to shoot up the
2012.
In one, he says he just got a new gun and can't wait to use it. And he even claimed in one tweet to have shot a woman by mistake trying to shoot a man. Ending the tweet saying, "I don't care, same thing to me." It seemed that Von really had to tweet pretty much any street activity that he was involved in during this time. He would tweet that he hasn't touched or seen a revolver in a while, and on October the 29th, Von would tweet saying that he was avoiding T-Roy because he was winning, presumably referring to T-Roy having a superior kill counter. So Von would tweet literally saying that he was trying to catch up with T-Roy's kill counter, saying, "Give me until Friday." And just the day after this tweet, he would find what he was looking for. On October the 30th, Von would tweet that it's his main man T-Roy's birthday. And later that day, Von tweeted that he was drilling like OD. At 8:45 AM, Von tweeted, "Check the stats," a reference to who has the most bodies in the ongoing gang war. According to the police, less than 30 minutes after this tweet was made, at around 9:13 AM, P5, aka Crack, real name Derek Johnson, would be shot multiple times in the 6200 block of South Everhart Avenue.
Times?
The 23-year-old was rushed to the hospital.
9 in the morning.
At 9:54 AM. The incident report would record the time of the shooting.
Most of these deaths that I've been seeing that King Von and them been doing, they've been spending in the mornings. They ain't at nighttime. It's a death for nighttime. I see.
9:13 AM.
They outside in the mornings.
Which on Twitter for me would display as 3:13 PM. That means that just 3 minutes before the recorded time of the shooting, Von tweeted, "Laughing my ass off." Then at 9:13, the time that the police estimated the shooting took place, Von tweets, "His 45 makes his ass do 40 flips." And then, only a few hours after this early morning murder, just after noon, Von would tweet the early bird catches the worm. And then going on to tweet about ops making the news, saying that he does his thingy thang for real, saying that he erases people like he drew them, and tweeting that his ops aren't trying to win like he is, and saying that he is doing this for OD, Platoon, Sheroid, and White White. Von would claim to be finding a lot of things funny that evening, once again tweeting numerous times that his 40 made someone do 40 flips. As the days went by, Von's tweets would get even more bold. Just the day after the murder, he would tweet pondering whether he was messed up in the head and indicating that he thinks he's gone crazy. Things would get even more incriminating just 2 days later when Von put out a tweet reading, "Damn, Modell got killed in October. And Crack, who's gonna get killed in November? Stay tuned." And he would tweet,
"He making it seem like it's a movie, like, bro, nah, King Von was sick."
And Modell, as well as tweeting asking when the funeral is. Von would even reply to KI and Wooski, who tweeted each other about going to a funeral, with Von saying that he was on his way too, and even offering them a ride. Von also tweeted at Wooski, asking if he knows who made Modell World or Crack Crew, another reference to crews renaming themselves after a fallen member who's passed away. Now at this point, Von is establishing a clear pattern, getting the location of his targets, shooting them dead, and then celebrating publicly on Twitter.
Social
Within
media,
only a few weeks of the P5 incident, yet another high-profile murder would take place, with Von's involvement having been debatable, but his Twitter account telling a very different story.
Alright guys, I'm gonna end the video over right here, you feel me? I ain't gonna lie, this is the longest video I ever did, you feel me? So this is part 1 though. I'm gonna do part 2, part 3. We're gonna keep going through this, cause I wanna do this, you feel me? So once I'm done, just like, you feel me, ending this intro right now, I'm gonna finish recording, you feel me? Y'all just not gonna see it, I'm gonna just do it, you feel me? But I hope y'all like this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell so you never miss a video. And y'all let me know how I feel about this documentary anyway before I even continue. That's the reason why I'm posting it now. I don't want to do this whole documentary. It's 3 hours long. And at the same time, like, I don't know if y'all interested in it and y'all want to hear the complete story, or unless y'all might go watch it yourself. I don't know, you feel me? But this is crazy though. Like, person that we look up to, I don't really look up to him, but the person that I like his music and stuff, R.I.P. King Von, you feel me? Like, let him rest in peace now. But it's crazy, like, as he died, like, the real stories is coming out. I think soon as he died, he got like 3 bodies on, like 3 extra bodies added to his charges once he died. You feel me? Like, that really is crazy. But like I said, the video's over.